competition compared to last year's competition?
What you mean by that?
That competition for the starting job.
We competing against ourselves because life is a long time. You get what I'm saying? Our time it's on God's time. You know, we just come in and every day put our deposits in and what we supposed to do and build towards our craft, but it's not our time. If we thought we had control of anything, then we'll be fools. You know, that's not up to us. It's up to us to approach every day and take advantage of each and every rep and each and every time, even when players aren't, even when we're not in, being able to take advantage of those reps also. So
I guess
it's not on our time.
This year time?
What you mean?
This year, your time?
That's up to me. That's not up to me. I go out there every day and focus on what I can control.
The Cleveland Browns are currently playing an incredibly dangerous game, and it looks like the entire organization is one tweet away from a full-blown internal explosion. We have reached a point where the mainstream media and the Browns front office are being accused of something genuinely distasteful. Using Shedeur Sanders as a high-priced mascot to drive engagement while having absolutely zero intention of letting him lead this team in 2026. The energy in Cleveland has shifted from excitement to pure, unadulterated suspicion. Fans are starting to realize that every time the Browns' social media team meets a spike in views or a boost in merchandise sales, they post a clip of Shedeur. But when it comes to the actual depth chart, the silence is deafening. So I need you to tell me down in the comments right now, are the Browns genuinely building for the future, or are they just using the Sanders name to bank super chats and sell season tickets? We are about to uncover the spooky reality of what is happening inside that facility.
Was last year a humbling experience for you, Shedeur, after all the...
What does humbling mean?
Well, you know, you had that, you were the man at Colorado, at Jackson State, probably in high school, and not right away here. So I'm asking, what's that?
I feel like I was a man. I don't let nobody else dictate how I feel about myself. If you allow that, then you living for the wrong reasons. I know who I am as a person, as an individual, and just being a child of God. So I can't let nobody dictate how I could feel about myself. And if I allow that, then I'm not mentally strong. I got to be able to be mentally strong in each and every situation in life.
Everything violently hit a boiling point because of a simple 15-second video. It was supposed to be a standard clip of Shedeur Sanders interacting with elite offensive tackle Spencer Fano during minicamp. On the surface, it's just two teammates showing respect, but the reaction from the fans was a tactical strike. People are absolutely pissed. The comment section turned into a war zone, with veteran fans shouting for the team to stop using Shedeur as a clickbait character while keeping him buried as QB3. This isn't just standard fan noise anymore. It is a documented frustration with a media circle that has realized Shedeur is the only thing generating revenue in Cleveland right now. Go look at the local channels. When they talk about anything else, the traction is dead. The second they put Shedeur in the thumbnail, the numbers skyrocket. Even the team itself is caught in this loop. But here is the most shocking twist. While the media is busy arguing over clicks, the people inside the locker room are seeing something entirely different. One of Shedeur's teammates recently kept it 1,000% real, and his assessment should terrify anyone who wants to keep the rookie on the bench. He didn't just give a canned answer. He called himself a quarterback analyst and stated plainly that Shedeur is the guy. He watched Colorado before they were teammates because it was the most exciting game on television, and seeing Shedeur in an NFL practice has only solidified that belief. But that creates a massive, uncomfortable question. If the locker room sees him as the starter, why is the organization still leaning so heavily on Deshaun Watson? This is where things get spooky. There is a growing theory that the Browns are intentionally stalling Shedeur's career to keep their options open for the 2027 draft class, specifically targeting names like Arch Manning. If Shedeur isn't the guaranteed starter by 2027, he has to demand a trade immediately. Staying in a building that views you as a marketing tool instead of a franchise savior is a career-ending move.
Now this comment right here states, trade two. Y'all going to stop using bro like a mascot post Deshaun Watson. I say, hold up, wait a minute. Now, I've not been one to call it out for what it is, but I have been telling y'all that there have been certain media people in the Cleveland Brown media circle that has been using Shedeur like a mascot, using him to sell products, memberships, all this stuff. Using him. Go look at their channel. When they talk about anything else, it is ass. No traction, no views, no nothing. They say something about Shedeur, they selling products, they're selling memberships, super chats through the roof. Soon as they go to something else, it completely fails. Now, with that being said, they're not the only ones doing this. Even the Cleveland Brown team itself has been using Shedeur Sanders, but let's get back to some more comments.
But if you want to know who the real Shedeur Sanders is, you have to look at the tactical breakdown of his interaction with the receivers. He isn't just out there learning a playbook, he is enforcing a standard. He specifically mentioned a play where he threw a go ball to Malachi Corley, and Corley slowed down. Shedeur didn't just shrug it off. He gave him that look. He told him directly, "Bro, we can't afford that." That is not the language of a rookie who's happy just to be in the room. That is the language of a field general who is holding veterans accountable for every single yard. And the most interesting part? Corley listened. The next time they lined up one-on-one, Corley didn't slow down. He went and got it. That deeper connection, that accountability, is something you cannot coach into a player. It proves that the vibe in Cleveland has changed, even if the front office is trying to pretend otherwise.
He's a quarterback for the future. I think this is the guy.
Shit. If you know me, bro, I feel like I'm a quarterback analyst, bro. That's the only thing I do is watch.
As
I watch college.
a pro, that's your job. You feel me? You break
But I
it
just
down.
enjoy watching quarterbacks, like good quarterbacks. So I used to, before I even knew Shedeur or before he was my teammate, I used to watch that's the only team I watched was Colorado.
Okay.
Because I felt like they had the most exciting games for real. So I already felt like Shedeur was like who he is right now. I already felt like he was that guy, you feel me, at quarterback. But so when he got to league, it definitely just solidified it, seeing it in practice and stuff like that.
You're translated.
And that brings us to the psychological profile of a quarterback who feels bulletproof. During the recent presser, a reporter tried to ask if last year was a humbling experience. Shedeur's response was a masterclass in mental strength. He didn't even accept the premise of the word. He knows exactly who he is, a child of God who doesn't let outside noise dictate his self-worth. He is relationship-based, taking his connection with his coaches extremely seriously, and he's thriving in a system where coaches actually speak life into him. The contrast between this new regime and the previous one under Kevin Stefanski is massive. Stefanski's era felt like survival. This era feels like a takeover. Shedeur is operating a new system where things are being thrown at him fast, and he is viewing every single rep as a win. He isn't competing against Watson or Dylan Gabriel. He is competing against himself because he knows his time is on a different clock than the media's calendar. Now, let's talk about the Deshaun Watson dynamic, because this is where the PR mask starts to slip. Shedeur is being a professional, calling Watson a vet, and praising his situational intelligence. He's taking bits of information from Watson, bits from Dylan Gabriel, and forming his own tactical identity. It sounds like a healthy room, but you have to look beneath the surface. Watson has accomplished a lot, but he is currently the massive roadblock in Shedeur's path. The mentorship might be genuine in the film room, but on the field, it is a cold-blooded competition for the future of the franchise. Shedeur is staying thankful, staying blessed, and refusing to look at anything as a negative. He knows that if he grows spiteful or hateful, the energy dies. He is staying locked in, taking care of his body, and adding new layers to his daily regimen every time he gains momentum. What is being built in Cleveland is a brand, as much as it is a football team. Shedeur's move back to the number 2 jersey, Pops 1 and 2, is a clear sign that the era of being number 12 is officially over. But here is his message to the fans. If you have those 12 jerseys, do not sell them. Save them like a real-life stock. He is telling you right now that his success is inevitable, and the profit margin on those early jerseys is going to be massive one day. That is the level of confidence he carries. He isn't just playing for a contract, he is playing for a legacy that people can invest in. But as we wrap this up, we have to face the grim reality. If the Cleveland Browns continue to treat this young man like a mascot, if they keep him in the shadows while the anybody but Shedeur Mafia controls the narrative, then the only move left is a hostile exit. This city needs a winning energy, and Shedeur Sanders has it in his DNA. He survived the politics of the draft. He survived the noise of college, and now he is standing in an NFL facility, feeling untouchable. The decision makers in Cleveland better start respecting the tape, because the locker room is already convinced. If you're riding with Shedeur, or if you think the Browns are about to fumble the greatest opportunity they've ever had, smash that like button and subscribe. We are just getting started on exposing the real story.